Lumos! Yes, that's a very bad Harry Potter joke. Hey, everybody, welcome. Gluttons for Geekdom Live. I'm Nick James. Today we're going to be talking about, yes, the wonderful wizarding world of Harry Potter. Welcome back if this is for your first time. If it's not, what I'm kind of trying to do here is just go through, give you the news that you would have gotten on the podcast. We were a little bit behind in our podcast. Fluffy. Oh, it's hard being a groundskeeper with a three-headed dog. Just kind of go through a little bit of what we're doing. Just a little bit of news. So I'm going to start with Sorcerer's Stone that we're going to go through today. Before I do that, we have a new addition to the wonderful wizarding world of Harry Potter. Say that 10 times fast. And that's Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. It's not our first time hearing it. First time we hear it actually is in Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. And it's a list of books. And one of the ones they need is Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, written by Newt Gingrich, who is played by Eddie Redmayne. And he kills it. He does a great job. I felt, these are all, of course, personal views. I felt good watching the movie. I felt like we were back into that world that we needed to be. But without all of the context, I don't know. It wasn't full immersion. Out of 5 stars, I give it 4.5 because it's hard. I'm going to give 4.5. I just felt like I could have been pushed a little bit more. I feel like the 4 main characters, like I said, Eddie Redmayne was in it, Catherine Waterston, who plays Tina, Alison Siddall, who plays Queenie, and Dan Fogler. Side note for Dan Fogler and for Gluttons of Geekdom, if you know that we love Star Wars, there's this movie, it's called Fanboys. If you know, Dan Fogler, is in it. He plays Hutch. It's a movie where you have to go and find episode 1 in the Skywalker Ranch before somebody, one of their friends, is dying of cancer. And if you keep up with Hollywood news, that's actually art, or life has imitated art, and that's happened in the real world. Or somebody says, excuse me, I have a little time to left live, and I want to watch a Star Wars movie, and just, the directors let them see it. Anyway, Dan Fogler, for me, I love him. I love him in this movie. The chemistry the four of them is great. I don't want to get really too far into plot or anything, but Ezra Miller and what's his name? I feel so bad. It's Bullseye. Come on. Blanking on it. Sorry, and I don't want to spoil the end. They do a really great job. Colin Farrell? No, that doesn't sound right either. Anybody live watching? No? Anyway. They do a really good job. I like them for the flick. I like them for the movie. David Yates directed this, and that's the guy who started from Order of the Phoenix and worked his way all the way up to Deathly Hallows Part 2. And just all in all, it was really good. If you haven't seen it, I'm going to go into a full filled podcast when we get that all set up. I'm not even sure if my 2 friends have seen it yet. We have to talk about that. Anyway, so now I wanted to go into Harry Potter, Sorcerer's Stone, talk a little bit about that. As you can see, I'm toting a wand around. If you don't own a wand, Amazon it. They're great. They come in wonderful boxes they came right off the shelf of Ollivanders. It's great. Chris Columbus did the first Sorcerer's Stone, and he got the second one, which I'm actually currently watching right now. He did Home Alone, he did The Mist Doubtfire, so, him and kids and working with that family fun element just brought a whole new level to J.K.'s book. J.K. Rowling, sorry, by the way, also did Fantastic Beasts, so it's good. A lot of people, of course, we know the books, we know the movies, so what I wanted to do is call the segment called My Friend Harry Potter. And, imagine trying to get into this school for Hogwarts, and, you meet this kid Harry, and everybody's like, all right, well, you'll go for 7 years, and you'll get a job. It sounds like normal college. And all of a sudden, who are you? I'm Harry Potter. So you meet and you talk and whatever. And, yeah, so we got on the train, and he was really cool. He bought me a lot of candy. That's great. And we met this one kid named Neville, and he kept losing his toad and everything. And then imagine, he stood up to Malfoy, and you think this guy's really cool, and then all of a sudden he's, battling trolls. No, I think that's probably when I'd stop being friends with Harry Potter. The longer the movies go on and the craziness goes on around him, the funnier this will get. But just, battling trolls, that's immediately where I'm out. And then he's like, oh, what else bothers me, too, is during the Quidditch game, when, spoilers if you don't know, the one teacher is charming, and we got Snape up there to counter charming, but she thinks he's charming, so she goes over there and lights him on fire. she just lit a professor on fire. I thought that was like really out there. Like, oh, okay, calm down, girl. You don't have to go lighting people on fire. Just be like, oh, excuse me, what's the homework? And like have them look away from you. She lit him on fire. I thought that was really freaking crazy. Also, so like at the end when they're all like, let's jump into this hole, and there seems to be like magic stuff again. Like if I had stayed friends with Harry Potter up to that point, he'd be like, we got to investigate and find the Sorcerer's Stone. I'd be like, no. So let alone sticking on for 7 more movies. But I'm going to be the 4th reluctant friend on the Harry Potter journey to walk through some of it. But that's really all that happens at the first one, that I'd be like, no, this kid's not my friend. Like, yeah, okay, great, he stood up to Malfoy. That guy's kind of a douche, but come on. I don't want to go investigating around the school. I think Ron at some point's like, talked to McGonagall, and McGonagall says, every time there's trouble, why is it you 3? And I've been trying to figure that out myself. Yeah, no, I just wouldn't be his friend anymore. It's crazy. So, if you want to know, you can go to Pottermore.com, and they will sort you into your house. I've thought I was a Hufflepuff this whole time, but no, I'm a Gryffindor. And everybody be like, oh yeah, Gryffindor, everybody wants that because Harry and Albus were in Gryffindor, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. I kind of wanted to be a Hufflepuff. But go there, you can know. I'm going to find out my Patronus next time. And then, just to name drop really quick, if you will, I started a Facebook. I didn't start a Facebook group. Hold my horses. They added me. Sorry. It's called Harry Potter Headmasters. Great Facebook group. I would go ahead, try to get yourself in there. It's just awesome. Going back and forth with discussions, and everybody on there seems really cool, and it just picks up, and you can just Harry Potter all over the place. And I started about Audible, because Gluttonous Geekdom, we love us some Audible. Found out Jim Dale does our versions, and when I post, I think Jim Dale does a great version. To have somebody read you a book is even a third experience more than reading it yourself. It's very strange, and he does voices that are just, it just really cemented it the first time I listened to it. And then all of a sudden, a bunch of people on there who are from across the pond, if you will, or down in Australia, down under. Oh, if any Aussie was watching this, they just fucking hated it. Freaking sorry. They said that no, Stephen Fry does theirs, so I'm going to report back on that. I have all the Jim Dales. I'm going to go through the Stephen Frys and see if it sounds better with an accent. Again, not meaning to offend anybody, sorry. Got this, so I showed you that. Last thing we're going to do before I leave is look at this awesome puzzle I did. Sorry, I just thought it was really awesome. Questions, comments, leave them at the bottom. Nice talking to you all tomorrow, 4:30. Come on back, ready? I opened up with a lame Harry Potter joke. I'm going to close with a lame Harry Potter joke. Knox.